Hey everybody, welcome to the top 3 things you may have missed while reading The Whipping Boy. In this episode, we'll look back at Chapter 3 for words or phrases that may have been confusing or weird. If you don't have a copy of The Whipping Boy, you can find a link to it in the description below. Let's get started. Number 1. What's biting you? In Chapter 3, Prince Brat visits Jimmy in the middle of the night and makes the surprising announcement that he wants to run away from home. Jimmy can't imagine why a prince would want to run away, so he asks him, "What's biting you?" What's biting you is another way of saying, "Why would you do that?" He wants to know what would cause the prince to want to run away. What's biting you comes from the idea of seeing someone who appears to be frustrated or in pain from a bite, but not knowing what they were bitten by that caused their pain. Here Jimmy uses the phrase because he wants to know what in the world could be causing the prince so much trouble that he would give up the easy life of being a prince. The prince's answer? Boredom. Number 2. A gory-eyed fit. Jimmy thinks Prince Brat's idea about running away is crazy. So, what do you do when someone has a crazy idea? You make them think about the bad consequences that might happen if they do it. Jimmy tells the prince that if they run away, his father, the king, will have a gory-eyed fit. Have a gory-eyed fit is another way to say that the king will be so mad that he'll have a huge fit. Gory means bloody, so gory-eyed means that he'll be so mad that his eyes will become red with all the blood rushing to his head. Usually when you get mad, extra blood flows into your head and your cheeks or ears may become red. But when you're really mad, you may even see blood covering the white parts of your eyes. Jimmy thinks the prince running away would make the king so mad that he would not only have red cheeks and ears, but eyes too. Number 3. Get off light as a feather. At the end of Chapter 3, Jimmy reminds Prince Brat that when the prince causes trouble, it's Jimmy that gets punished, not the prince. Jimmy tells him, "You'll get off as light as a feather, but I'll be lucky if they don't whip me to the bone." Get off light as a feather is talking about how much punishment the prince will get, which is hardly none at all. Just like a feather hardly weighs anything, it's lightweight, Prince Brat's punishment can barely be called punishment. It's tiny compared to what Jimmy would get. Jimmy might be whipped until his skin is gone and shows his bones, while the prince will just be talked to sternly. Were there any other parts of the chapter that sounded strange or confusing to you? If so, find an adult you know and ask them what they think the story means. Thanks, and see you next time.